Can you believe it? We only have a few weeks of winter left. Spring is right around the corner, and that means we'll soon have to hang up our snowboards and puffy coats until next year. So, I thought I would send off the winter season in style. Snowboard Kids 2, if you couldn't tell by the 2 next to the name, is the sequel to the first Snowboard Kids game. The first game's Mondo Cool cast of characters return for another snowboarding racing adventure, along with 2 new characters, Wendy and Damien. But I'm not paying any mind to those guys. The real star of the show here is Tommy Parsi. There was a lot of love shown for my Tommy-only no-board upgrade challenge from the first game, and if you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend checking it out before continuing. Tommy has the same stats in this game as he did in the previous, the best speed, but low turn and trick stats. Like the previous game, the snowboards to choose from also have stats that can help enhance your character's strengths and weaknesses. As you play the game and collect coins by finishing races, you can buy new boards that have better stats than the ones offered at the start. But you already know I'm not going to worry about that. The starting boards are more than enough for me. Pair that with this cool fella, and we have a challenge to see if you can beat Snowboard Kids 2 using only Tommy and no board upgrades. I want to start by saying, thank the heavens I don't have to use a controller pack to save my game. The main game is played through story mode with one of 6 available characters. There are some characters you can unlock throughout your playthrough too. Each character has their own set of stats, which I'll show on the screen here. At the start of story mode, you can select between 3 boards: speed, trick, and balance. These are the same as the first game's Alpine, Freestyle, and all-around boards. The balance board has low speed with high turn and jump stats. The trick board has even lower speed, but higher turn and jump stats. And the speed board has the highest speed of the 3, but the lowest turn and jump stats. The speed board is what I'll be using for the majority of this challenge. You may think that the extra speed will make Tommy tough to deal with, but the low turn and jump stats will prove you otherwise. Before each race, you're given a little cutscene that usually has some sort of relevancy to where you're going. Here we meet Damien, who serves as the main antagonist of the game and is constantly trying to ruin the Snowboard Kids' fun. This first time, I guess he thought it'd be really funny to chuck a bomb at them. Classic prank. Damien has the arm strength of Steve Smith from American Dad and accidentally blows himself up. I won't be paying too much attention to the cutscenes in this video, but they're cute little breaks from the main game. This course is pretty simple, as to be expected for the very first one. The controls are about the same as the first game. However, I did notice that the speed board seemed to handle a bit better than the Alpine board. There was this weird drift that Tommy seemed to do occasionally throughout the race though. Maybe someone in the comments can explain that. You can also now perform multiple tricks in the air for more coins. Items also stayed the same, with red gifts giving you attack items, and blue giving you support items. There wasn't too much to say for Sunny Mountain. I easily took first place and moved on. After the race, Mr. Dog, who was the board shop owner from the first game, showed me around the little hub world and the different things to check out. Some of these will become relevant later. When he's finished, you can walk around with your character and choose what you want to do. Dude, wait, what? That's actually kind of cool. I thought we would just select things like with the cursor. We can actually like walk around as our boy. It's not much, but little things like this make a game so much more memorable. I wasn't feeling the speedboard's color or patterns, so I took it to the paint shop to give it a look that can better handle the Neutron style. Okay, kinda have to get the burger one. I took my sick new board onto the next race, Turtle Island. I'm also introduced to the outfit changes that everyone gets to better represent the area they're in. No point in wearing a winter coat when you're racing in the middle of summer. This race was pretty even with everyone the entire time. On the final lap, I sniped Slash with a bomb and remained uncontested for the rest of the race. Another easy win for Tommy. Something about this course definitely seemed familiar though. Somehow surviving the bottom of the ocean with no oxygen, I took part in the 3rd race in Jingletown. Here, I'd finally start to experience some of those rough turns that Tommy struggles to make. The CPUs also gave me a little blast from the past at the very end of the first lap. Okay, I appreciate that doesn't last. Okay. The next 2 laps, I'd see myself going in and out of first place. At the very end of the final lap, I pulled one of the wackiest wins I've ever seen in my challenge run so far. Did you see that? Oh my god. Things would get a bit more interesting after this race. Snowboard Kids 2 introduces boss challenges. Here, I have to take down Wendy's big robotic snowman. He's got 10 lives and shoots snowman attacks all around every couple seconds. There are bombs and support items scattered throughout the race to help me attack him, or catch up in case I fall behind. If the snowman reaches the bottom of the course, I lose and will have to try again. This guy was giving me plenty of trouble throughout the race, though getting hit with the snowman attacks wasn't as punishing as you'd may think. At times, I was actually too fast for him, which created some issues. We were getting close to the end, but I laid him to rest with 2 bombs and kept my first try win streak alive. Nice. That was close. The next race takes place in Wendy's house. She pulls a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and we race all around her home. I really like how unique this level is. It kind of reminds me of this obscure game called Toy Commander that I used to play on the Sega Dreamcast. I was cruising in first place for a while, until I took a tumble down what I believed was a shortcut for some reason. Oh, I thought that was like a secret area. This put me back for the rest of the race up to the final lap. I caught up to second right behind Wendy when, out of nowhere, a CPU's attack actually hit her, which was pretty surprising. It was nice to not be on the receiving end of a bamboozling right before the race was over. A cutscene plays at the end, showing Tommy going after a piece of cheese in a mousetrap like in some Tom and Jerry cartoon. Realistically, the mousetrap should have taken him higher to a place with golden streets, but he's eventually saved, so the challenge can continue. Now here's a cool reveal that leads into the next race in Linda's castle. Linda is having her birthday party and invites everyone over. She's canonically the only character in the first game to be 11 years old, while everyone else is 10. So I guess that makes this game a prequel rather than a sequel. Anyway, this race takes place in Linda Bezos' home, which is also a castle in some sort of village. At the beginning, we race through what seems to be a dining room with a bunch of tables set. I ran right into one since my mind was on my don't mind if I do type behavior. Along with my hungry mistakes, I ran into a lot of problems. Okay, this is horrid. What is this?
Miserable, presumptuous, no talent!
I actually lost this one, taking third place. It was a nice win streak while it lasted. This loss would end up being part of an hour-long endeavor of trying to beat this course. Dude, the ghost prevented me from hitting the jump. And like, actually just like, you are a bitch. Oh, that's cool. Thanks. Oh, yeah, nope. I definitely don't want to be, you know, I would love to just race continuously. That would be so great. Run. It's just amazing. Okay, that's great. Please stop turning like an idiot. Oh my god. I'm having nightmares. It's Disneyland all over again. Oh, perfect. After many failed attempts, I knew I was going to be a bit more reliant on some luck and the right items to beat this. I was on the final lap halfway through the race and landed a hit onto Jam, knocking him down a hill and putting me in first place. I was getting closer and closer to the end when I finally got something useful. Okay, actually. Okay. Shit. Despite what just happened, I still feel like the rocket gave me the small boost I needed, and I finally took first place. Okay. We're good. We're good. Holy crap. Not wanting to repeat my usual mistakes, I saved my game at the payphone. That last race was really exhausting. I sure hope the next one takes place somewhere like a normal jungle. Ah yes, another grass level. Perfect snowboarding terrain. Immediately, I met with this giant turn on the side that Tommy can just barely make. I also fell victim to another make-believe shortcut. Tommy's turning abilities were a huge hindrance here. Almost all of his speed has to be sacrificed in order to make some of the turns in this course. I got third place on my first attempt and didn't do much better on my second. My third time around, I was experiencing business as usual, with bad turns and the typical stuff from the CPUs. I was just shy of third place near the end of the final lap and struck gold with a 3-ghost attack that slows everyone but me down. Hang on.
Hello?
Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. I did make up for that devastating loss on my next try, though. Wait. Just barely. Just barely made it. When the race is over, the gang is greeted by a huge orange dinosaur, whom you have to beat in a race. Holy crap. I was not prepared for this. The dinosaur is just way too fast. Tommy and the speedboard combo seemed like they were outclassed and outmatched here. Oh my god. It's like he just won't move down the slope. Dude, hey. This is gonna be the song I hear when I go to sleep. Not happy about it. Up to this point, I had no idea that I was missing a key ingredient to success. Boosting. This may surprise you, unless you've seen my other videos, in which case this may not surprise you. I made it this far without boosting at the start of each race. This is because the way to boost is slightly different than the first game. Originally, you had to press A at the right time to get a jump start above everyone else. But here, you have to be at just the right time before the race begins to get a huge rocket boost. Oh shit, I did it. Without boosting or upgrading my board, this boss battle would be nearly impossible. Although, even with boosts, I was finding it hard to make any progress in this boss race. The dinosaur is insanely fast, and you have to make sure that you're always stacked with bombs or a support boost to even get an inch ahead. Many resets and plenty of frustration later, this happened. Ooh. Ooh, let's go. Barely made it. Again, almost every single win we've had so far has been like a super close call. I was so happy to finally be able to move on, but this won't be the last time I talk about this race. So now that I've raced in almost every environment on Earth, it was off to space for the next one. Starlight Highway takes us through outer space and gives everyone cool new costumes. They kind of remind me of Power Rangers. This was a nice, more chill course. There were some not so great, not so bad turns to make, and plenty of item boxes to help me catch up if I made any mistakes. I took 3rd place my first attempt, but came back and won my next try. After returning back home to good old planet Earth, I stopped back to the board shop to give my speedboard a touch-up paint job. Do I have to pay twice?
Is this what you want? Thank you.
Dude, he took my money to paint the board when it's already painted. Dude, that he's a thief in the night. I was laughing then, but if only I knew what was coming up ahead. Haunted House is exactly as described. It's a spooky, scary experience, which was good because I actually wanted to go to Haunted House more than I wanted to go to Aqua. Wait, you get haunted if you touch the ghosts? That's not good. Awesome. I'm sure by now the game expected me to have a board that was ready to tackle anything and everything, because that's exactly what they threw at me. Level 1 boards were not meant to be used in the late game. I gave it a few tries, but it was no use. So I decided to finish up for the night and give it another shot the next day. I was continuously getting bested by the CPUs. That is like the worst possible spot to be hit with that.
The Betty Crocker Bacon Fill.
Betty Crocker.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, she reflected it. Whew. Live! Oh my god. I tried everything to win this race, but nothing was working. I did find what looked like the end of a shortcut near the bottom of the course. However, I never found where it began. Because of my level 1 board, I was going to have to be heavily reliant on item RNG to help me win this race. Luckily for me, RNG usually has to work in your favor, at least once. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Woo! Now that I've dipped in and out of Haunted House, it was time to get to the next race. That's it? That's everything? No, we're missing something. Where are those other stars? So remember earlier when Mr. Dog showed us around the hub world? Well, along with the races, there are 3 separate skill games that need to be completed before we can progress the story further. I chose the shoot cross game first. I'm put to work as a paper boy and need to deliver papers to every house while reaching the end of the course within a certain time limit. I did not like this one. My speedboard wasn't built for this challenge, and it's so hard to try and accurately hit every mailbox with a newspaper. Oh, now the mail's all wet. I meant to do that. Strategic. Mail. Okay. Mail. Okay. I failed pretty miserably my first time. For no reason at all, I decided to take a short break and went over to Wendy's internet. It was here I found out that every time you complete a race or a skill game, you unlock a helpful hint. Your speed will increase when you buy better boards. Okay.
Just take that one in for a minute.
Disappointingly, there wasn't any helpful hints on how to get a woman to fall in love with you, so I went back to try my hand at the shoe cross game. The speedboard was clearly not the best choice for this one. I swapped it out for the balance board, which is a much better fit. I may have forsaken my precious hamburger board, but even Jesus forgave Judas for his betrayal. It only took a few tries to deliver all the mail and reach the end. All was forgiven, and me and my trusty speedboard took on the trick challenge. All you have to do is score 300 points by performing tricks before you reach the end. Can't be that hard, right?
What happens when I try to do tricks? Get hurt. I didn't mean to do 2 tricks. I am trying to perform tricks.
At the end, I got myself together.
Oh, there we go.
The last skill game was a race to make it to the school bus on time within 5 minutes. The course gives you plenty of fans and rockets to help you, among other things.
Are you dissing on Back to the Future? You can use that on yourself? Why would you do that?
Tommy sure is lucky that he's the best snowboarder in town.
All right. Holy crap.
Now that all the skill games were completed, the final race in Iceland can begin. Throughout story mode, Damien has been trying and failing to wreak havoc on the snowboard kids' good times, and finally decided he's had enough. Damien is fast and quite a force to be reckoned with. On top of that, I'm severely set back with my board, and would have to be reliant on not only skill, but good item RNG, much like in Haunted House. This was surely the ultimate final test.
He fell off. Nice job, idiot. Okay. Oh, please! Turn, Tommy. Slowed twice.
Oh, look at him choke!
Choke?
Look at him suffer!
Everyone says, look at him choke when he gets hit by items that are out of my control. Every time. What am I supposed to do?
With absolute sheer luck on the last lap, I was blessed with all the items I needed to get first place and beat the game.
Okay. All right.
Oh, did I say beat the game? I always seem to jump the gun on these challenges. Damien does not accept defeat and pilots a giant robot against us in a redemption race. Gee, I wonder who's gonna win, the futuristic technology of tomorrow or one happy-go-lucky burger-eating boy. This boss fight is a lot like the one with the giant snowman. I have to hit Damien with bombs 10 times to stop him, but there's a catch. Every time he's hit, he'll drop bolts and scrap that will trip you if you touch it. Oh, but that doesn't stop there. After you've taken down all of his lives, Damien's robot explodes, shooting more scrap your way, while he escapes cowardly in a much smaller yet faster mech in a last-ditch effort.
Ain't no way that just happened.
My trusty speedboard just couldn't handle this one. It had already been through so much, so I gave it some rest and took on Damien with the balance board. This made maneuvering around the dropped scrap from the robot a breeze. It only took a few tries and a couple of no-scopes, and I brought Damien down and proved that you can beat Snowboard Kids 2 using only Tommy and no board upgrades. Thank you all so much for watching. I loved playing through the second game in the series. It's only a bummer that we never got a third installment. There is an enhanced version of the first game that only came out in Japan for the PlayStation 1. If that's something you guys would like to see a challenge of, be sure to let me know in the comments. Or you can comment another challenge you'd like to see me do. I'm keeping a list of all your suggestions and working hard to get through them. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more challenges from me, don't forget to subscribe. Also, I stream all of my challenge runs live on my Twitch channel. If you'd like to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, along with links to my other social accounts if you want to keep up with anything else I do. Thanks again for watching, everyone. See you in the next video.
Oh, there's expert mode now. That's interesting.